Nikkei.
Alrighty, neighbors, we are back. Looking good. My hair is atrocious right now because I had to crawl around on the floor
Nikkei.
and check our modem, guys. That's okay. We will survive. You got to make sure that your hair doesn't get stuck behind you when you're streaming. Alrighty, neighbors, because it will pull it out. Anyway, guys, so this is part 2. We're going to finish up stock market for teens. I'm Squealer D, and I am back again. They tried to stop me, the internet, but it couldn't. So here I am. We're finishing up indexes, guys. We just learned what is the stock market. It's like a grocery store, but more like eBay online. And you can buy things, you can sell things, prices fluctuate throughout the day. So that means you can make money, guys. If the price goes up and down, you can make money off of it. So indexes. What does the media mean when they say the stock market is going up and down? That's indexes. We just learned what is the stock market. It's like a grocery store, referring to a portion of the marketplace for stocks, known as indexes. So it's a list of stocks grouped together because they share something in common. Similar to aisles in a supermarket. That could be something really specific, such as selling the same type of product, or much broader things, such as being from the same country or continent, or simply being shares. Here's a list of some of the most well-known indexes. They are viewed as barometers of business conditions in their respective nations and in many cases the rest of the world together. So the biggest 500 companies in the U.S. stock market is the S&P 500. That could be something really specific, and that is a type of product, a big giant index, guys. Indexes. We're learning about indexes. Or simply then the 30 big U.S. companies, some of the most well-known, considered to be leaders in their industry. That's the Dow Jones. Business conditions in their respective nations and in many cases Dow Jones. And we can learn about each one of these, guys. Then in the U.S. stock market, the Nikkei S&P 500, 225, really, that's Japan, is type of, and the FTSE 100 index. That is, or simply then the 30 big, the London Stock Exchange, considered to be leaders in their industry. That's the Dow Jones. And then the Europe, Euro stocks, 500 or 50. I thought it was 500. 500, 225. Yeah, really. So we have each of those indexes, and they are like a market, a group of items that are similar. That is so. Or simply then we have those. We can look at the S&P 500 here, guys. To be leaders in now. It's working. And then the it didn't pull it up. Euro stock. Got to do all of that. Or I wish they were 500, 225. Yeah, really. So we have each of those indexes. So here we go. Here it is. We look at this group of items. Here's our chart for it. See? So you can buy. We have those. We can look at the S&P 500 here, guys. You can sell. You can look at the RSI and the MACD and the ADX. If you don't know what that is, go check out my folder called Stock Market Learning, and there is a video on each one of these. So here we go. We have the big indexes, guys. Now, how does the stock market work? Here's our chart. The stock market is made up of two main components, the primary and the secondary. The primary market is one of the ways that companies raise money by issuing shares. Either they put together the necessary funds within the circle of people whom they know and remain a private entity, or they reach out to the general public and ask for money in returns for stakes in the business. The shares are first issued directly from the company as part of an initial public offering. A particular amount of shares will be made available at a specified price, and those interested will buy them, hoping that they increase in value. The secondary market, after the IPO, the shares that were issued are free to change hands repeatedly. This time, the company has no involvement. It's individual investors buying and selling amongst themselves. So, this first primary market, guys, is big stakes in the business. We're talking about shares issued directly from the company or given to people that they know. So perhaps if me and you started a company, we would sell it to all of our close rich friends first. Primary market. Secondary market would be when the shares were issued into the market to change hands freely between people we don't even
even know. Rather than buy shares directly from companies, most investors buy them secondhand from other investors to people that they know. So perhaps stock exchanges. When companies begin selling slices of ownership to the public, they do so on a specific stock exchange. Almost all countries have at least one venue where it's possible to buy and sell company shares. The United States has several major exchanges, including the New York Stock Exchange, which is home to the likes of Home Depot, Visa, and Berkshire.
Guys, my dog has me busting up. She has the zoomies right now. I don't know if you can hear it.
Slices of ownership
Zooming around my house.
on a specific.
She's zooming under my feet. I cannot stop laughing. She is a terror, guys.
The United States has several major exchanges, including the New York Stock Exchange, which is home to the likes of Home Depot, Visa, and Berkshire.
My dog has me busting up. She has the zoomies right now. I don't know if you can hear it. Zooming around my house.
On a specific.
She's zooming under my feet. I cannot stop laughing. She is a terror, guys.
United States has several major exchanges, including the New York Stock Exchange, which is home to the likes of Home Depot, Visa.
She said no. My dog has me busted. I think she is ready to go outside, guys. She got the zip zoomy. So let's finish this up so she can go outside. I cannot. Before she tears a hole in my floor. She is a terror, guys.
When companies begin slicing ownership to the public, they do so on a specific stock exchange. So America's got, the United States has the New York Stock Exchange, which is home to like the Home Depot, Visa, Berkshire Hathaway, which is Warren Buffett's company, and the NASDAQ, which is where shares in Apple, Amazon, and Microsoft trade. So we have the New York Stock Exchange and NASDAQ. So companies generally choose which stock exchange to sell their shares on. They do so collectively. These various exchanges constitute the stock market. The United States has the New York Stock Exchange. 1602 was the year when the world's first stock exchange was launched. But guys, Warren, go to the Buttonwood Agreement. Very, very interesting stuff, the Buttonwood Agreement. So I suggest everybody know what the Buttonwood Agreement is. If you don't know what it is, head to my stock folder, Stock Market Learning. It's in there, guys, and you will learn what the Buttonwood Agreement is, and you will be surprised. You'll say, wow, like that. But I promise. So how to invest in the stock market. It's not possible to call up a stock exchange and buy or sell stocks directly. You need a stock Buttonwood Agreement is to transact and act as a middleman. That could be a real human being or a website. It's in there, guys. Fortunately, the internet has made this process really easy. Gone are the days of calling up a broker, negotiating prices, and placing orders over the phone. Now you can simply set up an account with one of the many online brokers out there, deposit money, then buy and sell as you please on your phone, tablet, or computer. Once you have cash in your account, shares in companies all around the world can be purchased with just a few clicks of a button. Warning, you must be at least 18 years old to invest in the stock market. Anyone younger will need an adult to do it for them. And what we talked about, guys, is TD Ameritrade's Think or Swim. Grab it. Have your parent help you sign up for it. Sell as you please on your phone. Do it in their name. You don't have to put any money, and you bop onto it every single day and practice. Practice, guys, just like you would on a video game. If you know how to play Fortnite and you don't know how to play the stock market, I'm ashamed of you. I said it. I said it to my own child. If you are a Fortnite master and you can't master simple terms on the stock market, I said it. I have shame. Shame. And you bop onto it. No, I don't, guys. But it's very important to learn. I don't have shame in you, daughter. On a video game. I'm very proud of you. Everybody, if you are trying to learn the stock market, even if you don't learn it, I'll be honest with you guys, learning new things is very hard. Even if you don't learn the stock market, I'm proud of you for trying. Real talk. Some people can't handle the stock market. They will try, and they will find out that they are too emotional. You, daughter. Just like some people can't be doctors because if they see the blood, they will just pass straight out. To learn the stock, not everybody can get onto the stock market, and even if the money is not theirs, they just can't stand losing that much money in the stock market. And that's, that's just what it is. Perhaps the stock market. Perhaps they're not the buyers, guys. We can be teams. Find out that you can find a job in the stock market that works for you and work with somebody else whose job is something else. For example, if I am very good at not being emotional and I can throw away money without crying about it, but my partner cannot, my partner could be the person that looks for the entrance, and I could be the person that looks for the exit, guys. We can be team. You can split up the work with somebody who is more adapt to that type of work, and that is why I always say you need a team. Guys, find a team. You can't do everything in life. You need a team, okay? You need people to help you through life that you can trust. So start building your team as a child for the interest. Serious. And think about the friends you keep. What do you have them for? You can start the work manicuring your friends list right now, because those friends are going to turn into your team, and your team is going to be your future. Without a good team, you're going to have a crappy future. So get a team together. Find people that you really trust that know things that you don't know. Serious. And think about how it works, guys. You don't just find people that know what you know and think what you think. You find people that know what you don't know and think what you don't think. Are going to turn it that way, and they can help you. Your future. Okay? You guys want to know how to get help? You find people that will help you. You don't find people just like you. Find people. My tip for the day. So when you go to a regular shop, the price you paid on Monday is usually the same the following Friday. You don't just, unless you're talking about food these days, guys. The stock market doesn't work that way, though. You don't know. As a value is ascribed to each share, and that value fluctuates throughout the day, with buyers and sellers haggling over prices in response to new information and general demand. So like I said, guys, think of it like eBay. When you go to a regular on eBay, you can go in there and you can buy things for a price, or you can go on there and you can do an auction, and you can haggle with owners. You can even offer a price. As on eBay, you can go in and say, well, the shirt looks nice, but I'll give you $5 for it. And that the seller can either take that or they can leave that, and they can tell you no. So like I said, that is the way it is with the stock market. So either you accept the quoted price, or you place an order to buy or sell when the shares in question reach a specified price of your choice. With the latter option, there are no guarantees that your demands will be met. So just like on eBay, maybe you go on and you see a shirt you want, but it's too high. So you ask the seller, hey, will you go down? And the seller says no. And they can tell you no. So maybe you just place a limit order, if you could do that in eBay, like you put it in your cart and hold it for later. Or maybe you will get enough money to pay for that. So you put it in your cart, and it doesn't save it for you. But, it saves it in your memory. Like, guys, I got to get enough money to buy this. Or I got to watch it and see if the price goes down. Because that happens too on eBay. So go check out eBay, guys. Take a look at it. Take a look how people are selling things. That is very similar to the stock market and easy for you to understand as a team to pay for that. Okay? So you put eBay. Don't buy anything on there. Just go check it out. But, it's either it in your memory. Now, with the latter option, there are no guarantees that your price will be met. So you might not get to buy it, but guess what you will have gained, guys? Knowledge. That's what we're here for. So, what makes the stock market move? Individual shares jump up and down in value for a variety of reasons, largely linked to investors' expectations for future profits. Don't buy anything. To move the whole market, an event capable of impacting the amount of money that numerous companies make needs to occur, such as new regulations, a pandemic, or surprising economic figures and the government's reaction to them. We're here for. So, what makes the stock market move? It makes sense, guys, right? Something big happens. It's a lot of money. Something really big has to happen. They have to change the rules. They have to have a pandemic to move. Maybe this whole with our economy going through default, perhaps. Such the government's reaction makes those stocks bounce up and down. Or surprise, that is where you get in and make money. Because if a stock bounces down, but it's supposed to be up, but it bounced down because of something that happened like a pandemic, then that's a great time to bop in there, get it, and when the price goes back up, you just made all that money. Maybe that's the hope, guys. So we have to know all of this in order to get to that place where we can bop in there and make that money. It's like getting in there and taking a cheap shirt from an eBay seller. They don't want to sell all their shirts cheap, but you might just get in there, and if you're really watching, you might get that shirt for what you want, or less than what you want, and make money off of it, because you could sell that shirt to your neighbor and make even more money. See how it works, guys? You gotta think, how can my money make money for me? Make that money. Stop wasting your time getting in. That's why I say do it as a child. If you waste your time as a child learning all of this, your adulthood will be filled with fulfilling all of this. And if you're really watching, you might. Sounds good to me, guys. And that's not all. Of course, not all companies in the stock market are the same. You could sell that. For example, a pandemic like COVID-19 could benefit pharmaceutical companies and simultaneously hurt retailers and restaurants. Stop wasting your time. Likewise, some companies struggle much more during during an economic downturn than others, generally because they are in the business of making or selling non-essential stuff like luxury goods. Sounds good to me, guys. So, we are having both, guys. We had the pandemic, and we saw all of our hospitality industries just benefit pharmaceutical shutter up, right? For the first month, everything was closed. Stop wasting your time. So, some companies, you want to know what wasn't closed? The stock market. And then others. So, if you have an economic downturn and things get worse, some companies struggle because maybe it is LV, Louis Vuitton. And in the future, poor people can't buy Louis Vuitton because we're struggling, right? We're in an economic downturn. Everything was Louis Vuitton may struggle also along with us because they count on us to bolster up their sales, right? You have an economic a pharmaceutical company that sells medicine during a time of need could really get a lot of money. LV, just makes sense. We got to use our head in this, guys. In the future, the economy and the stock market. The stock market is one of the most effective ways for companies, the backbone of the economy, to raise money. These businesses provide the goods and services that we rely on every day and pay salaries to the majority of the population. If they were to be starved of cash that the stock market provides, then it wouldn't be good news for the economy. The stock market also affects the economy in other ways. For example, many people invest their savings or retirement funds in the stock market and hope for their money to grow. If that weren't to happen, then consumer spending would fall. Governments would have to dedicate more resources to propping up the population, and everyone will suffer the consequences. So, it wouldn't be good news. Bad things happen if the stock market goes away, is what they're saying, and that is because the way our country is set up. Not naturally to stock markets, guys. You can start an economy without the stock market. But the richest people, way back, if you guys go back to the Buttonwood Agreement, like I said, they wanted to keep their money. They wanted to make sure that there were rules and things like the stock market in place where they could keep their money, guys. They didn't want other people stealing their money, right? The stock market. So, you can start. They created the stock market, and they created these rules. So these rules are in place for our economy, not every economy. You have to recognize that. They wanted to keep. If it says the economy wouldn't do good, right, and things wouldn't be good news for the economy, it wouldn't be good news for our economy. Our country. They didn't want an economy in life could do well without the stock market. You can start, but our economy can't do well without the stock market. If that makes sense, we have let the richest of the rich become our economy. If they fail, like our banks, too big to fail, if our banks and our big businesses, the SP 500, if they all fail, we all lose our jobs. We don't know how to trade our own in hard, could do well without items anymore. Like our economy. Say I paint and you fix toilets. We have let that would work in the future, even if our economy went away, because I would paint your house and you would fix my toilet. We would exchange goods and we would be okay, right? But that's not how America works. America's built its economy not around trading, not around skills. We've built our economy around big business, making too many ice creams, and then we have fixed toilets, 1 million people working making ice cream. So now we have to prop up this ice cream economy, or else we lose 1 million jobs. So you have to understand that this is not how an economy works. This is how our economy works. Skills. We've built our. That means, guys, what I'm implying for you young people is that it can change. 1 million people. It's okay for change. So now we have to prop. Do not let old people tell you that we will all die if the stock market fails. Do not let old people tell you that if the old money loses its money, we will all die. We have to be smarter than that. Don't ever let anybody tell you that, okay? What I'm implying for you young people is that, yes, we would suffer consequences if the market fell. We sure would, guys. And you have to understand that. But you have to understand why. And that goes back to the Buttonwood Agreement and all of the different agreements that the stock market and people involved in the money, that the Fed, that have made changes behind our backs, guys, without us even knowing. So they do it in the middle of the nights. They do it in ways that we can't even understand because we're not taught or trained that. We sure would, guys. And they take our rights and make us more wise, and that goes likely to suffer if the stock market crashes. The stock market and people involved in the money, understand that. Understand why you need your place in it, because if that is how it's set up, then you have to have a spot in there. So they do it even if it's negative. Guys, we could be destroying the world, but if that's the way that they're destroying the world, you have to understand it. Take our rights, and it's important. More, you cannot think like stock market is a negative thing. It's a bunch of rich people taking advantage of other people. Even if that is the truth, you need your place, and you see that as a teenager, then you do not give up on this. I did that, guys. 40 years old. When I was young, I read about the stock market. You know what I told myself? I said, one day I'm going to have enough money. It's important to play the stock market, because I understood it. I understood that it was for rich people. I understood that the rich people made the rules. But what I didn't understand was that even though it's somebody else's game, it's the game that our whole country plays. So we have to play it too if we live here. You know what I mean? We want to be successful. So, if you don't want to be successful, go ahead. Say that the stock market is a bunch of old, mean men taking advantage of people and don't get involved. But if you don't, you are going to suffer. Just like they said, that if the stock market falls, the economy will suffer. If the stock market fails and you know nothing about it, or if you do know something about it, you're going to suffer. So, if you're going to suffer, you need to be involved. Get involved. Learn it. Go ahead. So, here's some key terms that we will need to know. It's a language, and that is why some people want to give up. They see that they have to learn this new language, and they don't want to. The economy will suffer. So let's go over a couple of these, and these will help you. Even if you're not a teenager, you should know these already. We've went through most of them. So ask price. That's the lowest price that a seller will sell the shares. Here's some key. The bid price. We learned about these yesterday. The ask bid spread, guys. The difference between these two. The bid price is the highest price a buyer will pay to buy shares. If it's bearish, guys, that's expectations that prices in stock market will fall. Remember, bears down on you guys. It's a bearish, so bears down, so it goes down, right? That a seller will sell the shares. Bullish, the bid price. Bullish. It's expectations that prices in stock will rise. So it's like a bull, guys. It grabs you on its horns and it throws you up in the air. And that's how you remember it. A bear bears down on you and it goes down, and a bull throws you up in the air with its horns and it goes up. So if they say bearish, it's a stock market fall. If they say bullish, stock market gets thrown up, gets risen. Bullish. So a broker is a person or a company that buys and sells shares on your behalf. So Robinhood, TD Ameritrade, capital gain. When you sell an investment for more than you initially paid, and what you got, that's your capital gain. A dividend. So if they say is a portion of a company's earnings distributed to some or all of its investors. Earnings, the money generated by a business after accounting for expenses. So if you have a business and you make $30, well, after you take out the money that you spent for your lemonade, maybe you spent $5 to make that lemonade. Now you made $25. Those are your earnings. Liquidity. So if they converting shares of a company into ready cash without affecting its market price. Earnings. So this is making it liquid so you have cash for expenses. So if you have margin, money borrowed from a broker to purchase an investment. So it's like a money loan, guys, from a broker. It's called margin. Securities. Any financial asset that has value and can be traded. That's a security. Shares of a company into ready cash without affecting a ticker symbol is a shorthand way to identify a company's shares. So guys, what's this? Expenses. Right here. Where's their ticker? Where'd it go? Purchase it. Okay, right there. So it's like a money GSPC. That's their ticker, guys. We could look at any ticker. You can look at a list of tickers. Look, here's tickers. Asset. There's GE's ticker. It's just GE. Security. Shares of a company. That's their ticker, guys. Cash without affecting a ticker symbol. A trading volume is the number of shares transacted. So guys, what's this? Expenses during a particular time period. Their ticker. Where'd it go? Purchase it. Okay, right there. Red. Here's an Echo. What kind of Echo? Their ticker, guys. We could look at any ticker. You can look at a list of tickers. Look, here's tickers. Asset. There's GE's ticker. It's just GE. Security. Shares of a company. That's their ticker, guys. Cash without affecting a ticker symbol. A trading volume is the number of shares transacted. We have so the trading volume is the number of shares transacted during a for just a particular time period.
Here's an echo.
And volatility, when a market or stock experiences periods of unpredictable price movement. So when it goes pew, 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 and bings around, guys.
Ticker, guys.
Yield, a return measure for an investment over a set period of time. Your return. Transacted. So the trading volume. There are plenty of resources to boost knowledge and interest in the stock market. Like with any subject matter, the key is to make things as relatable as possible. An angle that might grab a teenager's attention, other than prospect of making money, could be discussing specific companies that match their passions over a set period of time. And then there are tools, guys. And this is what I wanted to show you. Plenty of resources right here, guys. These investment games. Investopedia's got a stock market simulator. There's the stock market game, how the market works, fantasy stock exchange, and build your stacks. Guys, check out Build Your Stacks. It's all enclosed in this one. And then there are tools, guys. Little site is, and you just play it to show you. Plenty of resources right here, guys. These investment games.
Oh, I didn't know what was open. What was echoing?
We got to echo fix, guys. Sorry about that. That's pretty much it, though, guys. I want you for your homework to check out this Build Your Stacks. Check out all of them, but definitely play through Build Your Stacks. It takes you about 15 minutes. 15 minutes of your time. It's perfect. And that is it, guys. Tomorrow, there's books. Check these out. Things you can buy you don't have to buy. But check those out. Check out the games and play them. Like I said, get yourself a TD Ameritrade. Think or swim. And that is it for today. I will see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. Be there or be square. Have a great day, neighbors.